Well, I got my morning coffee, purple mango. Your time has come. Let's go. So, I wanted to do this with Purple because I know him. I know he's already doing some great stuff on his channel that, I look up to. And so, it might allow us to get into a little bit more depth, a little bit more advanced stuff. So, let's get into it here. Right off the bat, way better impression, right? You got an offline screen. It's got your themes. It's got the purple mango there, right? It's great. It matches your icon, your logo up there, which is also subconsciously attractive to people. You scroll down, fantastic, right? The guy is going places. You know he's putting the effort into it. He's got matching, panels. It looks clean. You even have a loyalty system, which I might maybe look into it and steal from you because this is pretty cool here. So what you have on the top left is your Discord, and this is okay because it's one of the things you're using as a foundation for your channel. You're trying to build the community there where people are supporting each other. I think that's great. What I would say is you're missing an About Me panel. I think that's important. When people go in, they want to know a little bit about you. And even though you talk a lot and you might get some of that through, it would be great to have a panel there on the top left, about me with a little bit of information. I do like the Discord thing, and I do like the fact that you put stuff in paragraphs. So whenever you have text, don't make lists, right? One thing I see all the time is people say, here are things I like. Boom, 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 boom. Are you a robot? No, you're a person. Talk like a person, write like a person, right? Create a connection that way. I think you're doing great. The text here is good. You got some chat rules. What I would say is the chat rules is something that pops up as well when people are going to type in your chat. So perhaps is a little bit redundant, but I'm not going to diss on you for that. You got your team logo here, gigantic. I think it looks good. It's a little bit off-putting with the color scheme of your overall thing. So you could maybe look to either change that or maybe put it somewhere else, but that's, just a small thing. Aside from that, let's take a look at your actual content. So this is your most recent VOD, and again, you're doing things right, man. You got a really cool starting screen, and I know your wife does some cool graphics for you, so that's great. That's a great scenario. Not everybody has access to that. I think you're in a great position when it comes to the artwork and all of that. So again, hopefully we'll be able to get into some of the more advanced stuff. Let's see how long your screen goes on for. How does it occur? We're gonna wait patiently, just as one of your viewers would, right? So I'm a Purple Mango viewer. Fantastic transition.
What's up, everybody?
Let's go.
How are you guys all doing? We're in... Oh my god, I've been so anxious, so excited for this game for so many years, and for Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's great. Fantastic opening. This is not me being biased towards a friend. I picked this guy specifically because I know he's doing a lot of stuff right already. So this is great. Good intro, right? The audio levels are good. I can hear you. I can understand you. You're starting. You have an intro. It's good. You're hyping up. You're saying this is something you've looked forward for a long time. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's move a bit into the broadcast and see how you're interacting with people and how you're... Okay, so let's move forward a little bit and see how you drive the show.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Were you into the Super Bowl yesterday, MC? Mr. E. Amazing Boy? Alright, let's see if we can do it this time. I did it! Okay.
Okay, so good job. I mean, you're talking to the audience. There isn't a lot of monologue going on there. Listen, that's okay. You don't have to do it all the time. I think in that sequence you were very focused in what you were doing, and that's okay. I think the audio levels are good. A couple recommendations. It feels to me a little bit like you're fighting the audio game with your voice. So you're trying to always stay audible by speaking quite loudly. Whereas the game sometimes is almost matching you, And for the most part, it's working great. I can hear you throughout the entire thing, but it gives me the feeling that it would be better to use some kind of audio ducking, which means when you talk, the game is lowered a little bit. And so that would just help you not have to battle against the game sounds that ever gets very loud. So that would be one recommendation. So I'm a big fan of having, the audio levels of the game be high enough that people can enjoy the music, the sounds, and all of that. I think it's very important. What I see a lot of the times is that people bring the audio level so low that you can't hear anything from the game, and that's their way of ensuring their voice is always going to be over it. I think that's the lazy, cheap way out. What I would recommend again is audio ducking. So when you're not speaking, the audio levels rise a little bit and people can be immersed with that. And when you speak, they're gently brought down. There are other things like audio compression that you can use to ensure that the levels stay quite flat. But aside from that, I am happy with what you're doing here. I would just, again, recommend that little tidbit to add. Now, another thing I recommend is tweaking a little bit where you place the camera. Because specifically for this game, you can see your camera is a little bit over some of the, I guess the attack or, some of the other HUD elements. It's worth taking the time to see what the game has in it and try to reposition your camera a little bit so that it doesn't block that particular element. The other thing too is I'd recommend making it a little bit more visually pleasing by adding some kind of border to your camera. You have access to great graphics. I'm sure you can put together something that looks great. And you could also use masks that you can see your wife coming in. That's great, right? That adds human connection. You can use masks around your border to create cool, visually pleasing effects over your camera overlay. So anyways, those are just some thoughts. I think overall you're doing great. There isn't a lot I would tweak on what you do. I think you do a good job talking to the audience, making sure they're noticed, but also keeping a good momentum with what's going on in the game. So I think at that level, you're doing great. What I would say is try to also sell what's going on in the game in terms of make sure you outline the story points that have been told so far. One thing that works very well is every now and then do a little summary of the story things that have happened in the past, 15 minutes. It helps people stay up to date with what's going on in case they missed a little bit or weren't paying attention. And it will help you as well to keep up with the story. So those are my thoughts. I hope it helped you in some capacity, man. Hope it helped all of you guys watching as well. Thank you as ever, and I'll see you on the next one.